I wanted thoughts on how the Pomodoro was working. Bronwyn, would you like to share your experience?
I will, but I am just eating, but
Oh,
I can
okay. All
eat
right.
and I can eat
Oh,
same time.
jolly good.
I'm thinking going well. I'm enjoying it.
Good.
I'm getting lots done. I think it stops us going down rabbit hole
Mm-hmm.
when we're limited to a few minutes.
Yep.
We can always come back and, if there's something people really need us, we can do it either briefly or in the 25-minute break. And then if there's something else like Adam with his books yesterday, you can always fit in a 25-minute session of something like that.
Yep.
So I think for me, I think it's improving productivity.
Excellent. Well, yeah, that was my thought with doing the doing a session with Adam is that I guess it's made me more productive in that if I'm going to go and do something else, I'm only spending 25 minutes on it. So if I decide to have a break during the day and do some video editing, I'm only spending 25 minutes on it instead of sitting there for 2 hours during the time I should have been listing. Or the same with doing the session with Adam. Like, it would have been too easy to sit there for 2 hours and do that and not get any of my own work done.
Mm.
So, yeah.
And it sort of brings in a sense of urgency in a way. Okay, got to get this done.
Yep.
Go for it.
Yeah, and I do have to say, you do feel like you're not working alone. That's it. That's if you're doing it in the group. If you're doing it in the group, you feel like you're not
Yeah.
alone. And
Yeah.
even for the people, I guess, that are in and out of which they doesn't matter how many times you pop in and out of the chat room. You can come in when you want to and leave when you don't want to be there.
Yeah.
John.
Well, I've kind of been working a little bit of that time, but it's been good. I know I'm not always in there.
Yeah, but you've been
But
using
when
the. You said you'd use the timer on your own, hadn't you? Anyway.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, I have, and no, it's been good. I think it's been a very good thing.
Because it.
I now have lots of trains listed.
Oh, that's good. I mean, I know it's good to come into the chat sometimes, but I guess it's the method itself, whether you use it on your own or whether you use it in the group. That's the more important thing, I reckon.
Yeah.
Can I ask how you use it on your own? Like, is there a way that you can link up the 25-minute time?
Yeah, you just
Yeah,
run
you
it. You
just go
just
to YouTube
go
and
to
go to
YouTube.
DJ's website, not
You just
their
go to my
YouTube site.
yeah. You just go to my channel on
I've only
YouTube.
seen the 5-minute time.
No, the
Yeah,
the big one's there.
there's a
Is it?
Pomodoro one there.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's pink. The back.
exactly the same as the one that's in the chat.
Yeah, it's bright pink. The thumbnail. I'm actually just in the process of making us a new one. I mean,
Okay.
I did do a couple of things. There's a couple of things not quite right with the first one. I mean, it's okay. And it seems like a lot of people are using it. It's getting quite a few views. So I kind of feel like I sort of thought, well, okay, it's a bit best to do some improvements per se.
And it's consistent every day. It's been used too, not just one day then nothing. It's
Yes.
been every day.
Yes, true. Matt, hello, Matt. Can you hear me?
Yeah, sorry, just finding the old mute button.
Oh, you were lucky. I was just about to break into song, singing Can You Hear Me?
What were you discussing?
I was asking you, what are your thoughts? I mean, I know, like, you work full time, but like when when you've come in and used the Pomodoro method with it, or even if you've
Yeah.
used it on your own at home, how do you find it?
I thought it was good. I mean, when I sort of took part in the sessions you were doing, it was just kind of a good way to, I guess, the focus thing.
Yeah,
Because I'm guilty as anyone of having a drifting focus at times, and yeah, I think, yeah, no, it was good. It's, I think I probably would institute, I'd give something like that a go myself. A bit more time and do that on my own as well, I think.
yeah. I mean that's the whole idea of having the videos on the YouTube that anyone can just go and play it and it will run you through a whole session.
Yeah.
So
Yes.
yeah, that's good. Hello, Jen.
Hello.
Adam, you've been in with us a couple of times. What do you think? Adam's listening to Brad and Jaz, I bet. Sandra, what about you?
Well, it helps me get focused in the sessions, so I try and get in there early, and I'm coming in and working through the afternoon instead of leaving it till late, which is good. And I'm usually got things ready to go, so that has improved my productivity.
Excellent.
Plus the challenge to list more, still working on that.
Excellent. Bax, you've been in a couple of times with us, have you not?
Yeah, I'm always there for the break.
Good on you.
which are fantastic. I think it's good. I think it was one of the first times that everybody was sort of having a go at. I did a listing that I'd sort of been putting off for a little while. It was like a set of 14 children's books with like slip covers and stuff, and it was really fiddly. And in that sort of 25-minute window, I only did that one listing, but it was a listing really I'd been putting it off for a long time, so I felt better for getting it out of the way and getting it up and listed. I find my problem is that I'm always up and about and doing pieces, so to be sort of around, like if I had like a pile of stuff that needed drafting, it'd be really good, but quite often I'm doing bits and pieces all over the place. So that would probably be my challenge, is just to have sort of adequate work that can sort of keep me occupied for that time of sitting at my desk.
Well, I guess for me it doesn't mean, because I'm not sitting at my desk all the time. Like I'll spend one of the periods taking photos in the other room, or another time I'll be skewing books. Like the idea is not to make you sit down and be tied to your desk, and that's part of the reason I made the timer silent apart from the alarms, so that you can use it, or you can just play the video on your own at home, as long as you can hear the alarms. Because I don't know about anyone else, but I've just found having those 5-minute, or well, in our case 7-minute breaks has really helped me do better when I am meant to be doing the work. So so feel free to just play my YouTube video, or just come and join us for the breaks. That's fine. We're happy to have you.
Yeah, like I definitely keep an eye out for it. So if I do see people there, I will jump in. Like I said, there are times where I see people on and I'm just like, I've only got 5 minutes before I have to wander off and disappear, sort of things. So I don't bother jumping in.
Yeah, fair enough. All right, so our main topic tonight is something that has come up in our, chats during the week. Jen, I am not leaving you out, but I'm well aware you haven't been joining us.
No, that's fine. I'm happy just to listen in.
Yeah, and doing the Pomodoro method. So, So, this has come up a couple of times this week, so I thought, well, what a perfect time to talk about it. And that is, sometimes as resellers, we need to offload excess stock. Now, it may be just because our desk piles are way too big, or we've got lots of, because we've bought bulk deals, there's been, in amongst the good stuff, there's been some not so good stuff. Or maybe we've actually just made bad buys and they haven't sold. So what do we do with that stock? There's always that thing being often, because we're resellers, sometimes a lot of our stuff comes from thrifting. So the assumption is we could just take it back and redonate it. And that's fine. But the fact of the matter is we've paid money for it. And what way, I was looking tonight at what ways there are that we can offload that stock but still get a return, and what ways there are of doing that. And even if that return is simply to get the cost of the goods back, that's, to me, I just think that's important. And that being said, for me, where I am located, and I guess for most people, if you've got really bad stuff that's, because sometimes when you're buying bulk book hauls, there's some bad stuff that really needs to be dumped. And then you have to look at taking it to the tip, which is paying money to take it to the tip. And so in the past, I've looked at ways that I can offload that stuff, but without having to physically have to take it to the tip, even if that means I'm not getting any money back. It still saves me money. So I'm going to just run through a few things, and then it would be good if, we go around and see if anyone else has got any other thoughts. So if you've already got stuff listed, there are a couple of things you can do. One is you can take some things down and bundle them with some other parts. The downside of that is you're actually having to take it down and relist it. But, it may work. The easier way that I look at it is to do a marketing discount on those items. Buy 3, get 3 free, You know, because if it's not great stock, you know, if that means buy 3 get 3 free, or buy 2 get 2 free, or even buy 1 get 1 free, if that means you're going to break even on those things, to me, you're still getting that return on them. So that's one. Secondly is running a discounted sale, and because you don't have to run your sales, don't have to be across the store, or, you know, for a particular reason, you may just decide that anything that's been in your store for longer than 12 months, you're going to run a sale on it, which is, you know, Wendy was doing that during the week. She was going through and selecting anything that she'd had for longer than 12 months. I mean, it depends on what you sell. I mean, if you're selling more rare and unusual items, like, you know, I'll go back to the books again, like with some of my books, you know, 12 months can sometimes be not long enough before you decide to get rid of them. But then there's plenty of the more common stuff, like those, you know, mass marketing paperbacks that are not worth much money, that I kind of feel like, g'day Neil, that oftentimes we're better off just clearing them out of our stores so that we can put more stuff in. For people that are using software like Flipwise, as in Sandra's case, if she goes over 1,000 listings, or over 999, I believe, she has to pay more for Flipwise. So for her, it would be a good idea to run that discounted sale to try and get rid of some of the stuff that's not moving, so she can keep listing, but it means that she'll save money in the end because her Flipwise subscription won't go up.
Yeah, and I think a few more variation listings might be in order.
Yep. And that's the other thing. Think about changing. You can always think about changing how things that you've already got listed, how you can change them, whether that's putting them into a variation at a lower price, whether that's cross-listing them to a different platform, or whether that is, you know, running them as an auction. I've done an auction before on some of my older stuff because my theory was, even if I only got 99 cents, which I did for quite a few things, even if I only got 99 cents for it, it was allowing me to clear it out of my store because the postage was covered, because that was plus post, of course, but I didn't have to physically pack it up, drive it out to the tip and get rid of it and pay the fee at the tip, because like that's, if you've got a big lot, that can be hard, like for someone as old and decrepit as I am. So yeah, so that's one way, and that's just like selling directly on our existing platform type thing ideas.
And I guess the alternative for someone who's in a city area like me is to do what Jen did and do some bulk list lots for Facebook.
Yeah, so you've jumped ahead of me, Sandra. So my next one, my next suggestion was going to be wholesale or bulk selling. And, you know, I mean, quite obviously the first port of call is going to be Facebook Marketplace. And look, I guess there's a couple of ways of doing it. You can do it to Facebook Marketplace. I mean, I think if you're in a bigger area than where I am, I think that's a great way to do it, because you're going to be able to do it that way. If you've got stuff, to my mind I'm if I've got stuff here and it's being books, people aren't here. I don't have the population here that are likely to buy it. So I'm more than happy to put stuff in a box and say free. And if they'll come and get it, it's still taking it away for me. So I'm happy to do that. But generally, even if you get $5 a box, you know, that's still money back in your pocket that you can go and put into new stock. The other one is too, if you're edging out of a particular category, or you say you were silly and bought a heap of, if I went and bought a heap of trains and I know nothing about them and I'm finding it too hard to get into working out how to list them, you know, maybe I should think about, who do I know that sells trains, and contact that person and say, look, you know, I was very foolish and I bought all these. Would you like to buy them off me? And at least that way you can get your money back, and as long as you didn't pay too much for them. Or maybe it's as simple as, John, if you send me a postage label, I'll pack these up for you and send them to you. Just options. If you're in bigger places than I am, again, there's always other options like consignment stores is one way, you know. I mean, or you can get a booth somewhere maybe for stuff that's too big to list. The other thought I did have was you could trade. You know, I've got 20 trains. Do you want to trade me for, if you happen to have something I want, trade me is another way of doing it. Garage sale, of course.
Someone would like those.
Yeah. Garage sale, of course, is always one. Downside is, or doing a flea market, downside is you have to set everything up. So if the physical side of things is difficult, that can be an issue with those. But yeah, doing a garage sale or a flea market's always another idea. My little friend Chatty also suggested that you could repurpose or upcycle the items. Yeah, I've kind of got the feeling that would work in some categories, but then you've got to have the issue with that, I thought, for us, most of us, would be having the time to do that. Like, you know, jeans, for example. I mean, people love bags made out of jeans, like a tote bag made out of jeans. But who has time to sew them? So, you know, you've got to have time to do that. G'day, Lee.
Hello.
Um,
I just got back from picking my dog up from the groomer.
Oh, okay. No worries.
I was going to listen in the car and then I thought, oh no, it's too hard.
Yeah. So I'm just running through, we're talking about ways that you can get rid of excess stock if you've got too big a death pile. Not talking to anyone in particular, Lee. Or, you know, you've made some bad buys and you want to get rid of stock so that you can get in better stock, but also want to try and get a bit of a return on it. Now, the other thing you can do, and I guess this depends on, you know, how well you do your accounting and everything, but if you do donate your items and you know how much they all cost and all that sort of stuff, you can actually donate them to a charity or a not-for-profit and claim a deduction on your taxes on those, like effectively write them off as a tax deduction. And the same with is if you were to donate stuff to a school or a community project. So although, John, I'm not sure that the nana porn is the right thing to donate to a school, so yeah, perhaps not. But, you know, if you've got stuff that kids can use in crafts or whatever, it's definitely something to think about. You could donate them. Or maybe you've got some school uniforms lying around that would be really good if you donated them. Look, I guess the other thing is you could... I kind of don't like this one, but technically you could go into some of the Facebook reselling groups and offer them to people. You could offer mystery boxes, or you could just, tell people you want to clear out your collection and is there anyone wants to buy them? I kind of worry about sometimes with some of the Facebook groups, would the type of people that sometimes go in them, would they be more inclined to complain about if they weren't overly happy with them when they got them? That's not to say you're sending them a bad product, but you're getting rid of them for a reason. So, yeah, that's just a thought. And also, if you're in a bigger area, you know, you could put stuff in a local auction in bulk, do up boxes of whatever you're selling that you can put in a local auction. So it's always a way of getting a return on it. And realistically, I think if you've got a really big death pile, I think it's been a huge learning lesson for me, the fact of how long I've gone and really, really haven't had to... I have bought some jeans, but I haven't bought a lot, and I haven't had to because I still have them. But I did happily notice, though, yesterday that my stock of blue jeans is getting a little low. However, I'm kind of trying to force myself not to go and buy more blue jeans, but even though they're the main ones that sell, because I need to stop ever buying black jeans again, because I hate listing them because you've got to take so long to deflop them, and then you flip them over and they've got flop on them again, and drives me bonkers. And so I have got a few black pairs of jeans that I'm kind of thinking maybe they need to go somewhere else. And maybe I just stick to buying blue denim from now on. So yeah, if you have built up too much of a stockpile, I guess stop buying, Adam. Stop accumulating more stuff until you deal with what you've already got. So,
Gigi,
yes.
well, can we jump in and ask questions, or were you recording so we were not asking questions?
Well, I am recording, but that was actually the end of that part of the session, and I was going to ask people's thoughts. G'day, Wendy.
My thing. Sorry.
Sorry, I was just saying hello to Wendy. Popped in. Yeah, go on.
Oh yeah. My thing with it all is like the problem is I've been buying and buying and buying, and then when I first started it was all in the shed, and then it was kind of out of sight, out of mind. Then I see a garage sale or something on Marketplace, and I think, oh, that's an amazing flip. I'll go and get that, and then I'll go, okay, I'll put that up. I just find it like, I don't know, it's a bit like eating. I mean, how do you stop your impulse to pick up good deals? Because I am drowning, and I know that I'm drowning, and I do have to clear the dead wood out of the store, and I do have to do something with the death pile. But even this week, like, I saw one of the ladies that I buy quite a bit of stuff from, and she had these comics, and I comped them all up, and I thought, well, there's an easy $200 here. So I've gone and got them, and then I'm like, shit, now what? Like, what I mean? Like, I don't know what. How do you stop yourself basically from looking at deals and?
Yeah, look, I guess it was a poor situation for me, I guess, because I got sick. So I guess that's a little bit different. But yeah, how do you stop it? I mean, self-discipline? Oh, look, yeah, I don't know. It's a hard one because yeah, you have to be able to say no and try and, make, whether that's you make a deal with someone else or you make a deal with yourself that you don't go sourcing for a period of time until you get your stockpile down. I do not look on Facebook Marketplace anymore whatsoever. And it's only if we're playing games in the Discord that I actually look on there. So, that stops me seeing stuff.
Evening all.
G'day, Brad.
How you doing?
Good, thank you. Basically, yeah, anybody's thoughts on, Matt, do you want to talk a little bit about what you've been doing with your books, please?
Hey, hi there. I guess I'm just trying to offering some to some book dealers around Melbourne. I've done that in the past, and I do sell them pretty cheap, but it's just about moving quantity, I guess, because I have a lot coming in. What else was I doing? And yeah, bulk lots on Facebook, but just trying to make really attractive lots of books so that it's like not just a bunch of boxes of garbage, I guess. What else was I doing?
And you were selling. You were
or
selling
a few things like that.
Not that attractive.
Yeah, you were doing some on
more,
Facebook Marketplace, though, weren't you?
Yeah, I was doing like lots of about 200 sort of books, a lot of kind of modern fiction, like large trade paperbacks, just because I just get heaps of them, and you can't really, you can't really sell them individually or even bundling. Maybe they might be good for variation listings, but
no, because by the time you get two, you need to go up a size in postage, so not necessarily.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, 2 is about the limit for a small bubble mailer, but it's more a case of I just need to move that stuff, because on other occasions I've given them away for free, I've piled them up in the street and so forth. So I've had a bit of success.
You met some great people doing that, yeah?
And that was how we found you, Matt.
Sometimes I'll get contacted by degenerates that drive around with no lights at night and pick up books off the street and then say, hey, you got any more? I'm like, sure, come and load up. But yeah, those are the main ones. It's still a bit of effort to put things together for Facebook and all that. I think I think Brad and Jaz have talked about consigning stuff to auction houses. Probably, I gather books aren't really very desirable, but if you can get rid of things that way, it's probably good.
Well, yeah, my thought is that, I mean, it depends on what you're selling, I guess, and we're not always just talking about books. G'day, Ben and Wendy, and have I missed anyone else? Josh, yeah, I'm going to ignore you. Yeah, that's all. Sorry.
That's about all I had to offer, though.
All right, thanks, Matt.
But
Jen,
you
you
also put them in the free libraries as well, or something like that. Is that right?
I've done a bit of that. There's a few street libraries that are quite large that I can get to from time to time, and so I can get rid of 5 or 6 boxes. But I don't really want to be spending my day driving around to little street libraries and putting 10 books here, 10 books there. I just don't have time, unfortunately, as nice as that might be. And the other thing actually is that there are a few charities in Melbourne that Book Focus is one that takes books for underprivileged kids who are very close to me, so I give them a lot. And then there's one in Port Melbourne, I think it's a Rotary Club, who sell books for some charitable endeavours, but that they have large donation bins at a few points, so they're a good place to go as well.
very good. Thanks, Matt.